What's up, you fellow entrepreneurs, business people, startup founders, and so forth? Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about being a student, just graduating, and what you should do once you graduated. Now, I have an undergrad and a master's, started my career in finance, and then left to be an entrepreneur over the past kind of 5, 10 years. Learned a lot about building a business from scratch, about what it takes, the mindset, the capital you need to get off the ground, various other tools. And I wanted to pass a little bit of learning about my experience of finishing kind of grad school and thinking about what to do. Now, once you've finished grad school, let's say you've studied finance, you'll be given a choice. Should you go into a graduate program? Should you straight away go into some kind of entrepreneurship role or work for a startup or start a business or whatever it is? And this video is really to give you some kind of insight into my experience and my learnings and what you guys can learn from that. Now, having finished kind of grad school, what I would do immediately is go and work for someone else. There are numerous reasons for this. One is it's great to get experience working for someone else. It's great to learn from high quality people out there who have been through what it takes to, let's say, even if it's a startup, build a business. You get to understand what it is to keep a job, to do a job role and do it properly, and get a certain discipline, which can all be later applied to, let's say, if you're going to build a business. However, I started in finance, in, let's say, institutional sales in an asset manager. And, there are some key learnings to what I learned about, and that's how corporate companies, let's say, function. And I applied a lot of those learnings to building a business from scratch. The way I dealt with investors, raised capital for the startup, the way I dealt with my partners, the way I understood kind of the operational side of building a startup. And I applied a lot of my learnings to creating processes, to employing people, to actually dealing with employees. But the point is that once you have and you've finished college or grad school or an MBA, building a business immediately after maybe is not the best solution. It's always good to, that's my personal opinion, it's always good to work for someone else, especially in a corporate where you get to learn how things are really done. You'll be learning a huge array of stuff about processes that have, for example, a large corporate have been implemented for the last 20, 30 years and obviously still work because the company that you're working for is still around. Within a startup, you're much more flexible, or business, you're much more flexible to do what you want. But having had some kind of grounded structure around the role will basically allow you to apply it to building a business or startup if you choose to go ahead and build one later on. Again, dealing with investors, dealing with your partners, creating operational processes, contracts, legal, and so forth. There's so many things that you'll learn when you're building a business, and you can take from that past experience and you can actually implement that. So again, I'd reiterate, if you are a grad or an MBA, try and get some corporate experience, even if it's for a little bit. Really understand what the corporate world is all about. And building a startup is very difficult. And we talk about this numerously throughout the various YouTubes that we've done. And learning from past mistakes, even if it's your third or fourth startups, are so valuable because most likely you're going to fail your first one, you're going to fail your second one. You may raise capital for the third one, it may fail, you may get to an exit, who knows. But those specific things that you've learned in the corporate world will be so valuable. So I tell anyone I mentor at a top tier school or grad school to go ahead and don't go straight away to build a business. Don't go straight away to build a business. It's always good to learn from the best. Even if you have a business or a startup, you'll probably get an advisor or mentor who has been in the space before and has been working. So you'll want to essentially apply a lot of what he says into your startup. And again, he may have worked in the space. Let's say you're building a consumer drink business and you'll want to take someone from a large drinks company to mentor you, that has actually corporate experience and has a network to add value. And that's another thing you'll actually be able to do is actually network. Use your network in the corporate world. Building a startup is very lonely. Building a startup business is very lonely. And so the only real I'd say, people you're going to meet are really people you're going to be asking things from. And, whether that be your investors, mentors, employees, and so forth. And so, you really need people to get out of the way and do various favors for you. And so you may be able to do that if you've worked with them in the past, for example, and it may come very beneficial to you. Anyway, that's it. Really, if you enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe. We really try and help anyone who's trying to kind of build a business or think about building something from scratch. Make sure to like and comment on what you're building. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to understand and see how we can help. And hope you enjoy this video and have a great rest of the day. Thanks a lot.